Hello everyone, and welcome to this, another edition of the What If Roundtable. The real what if is the friends we've made along the way. I'm Master Quex, and joining me as always are our two associates, Sophie B.
Hello.
And of course, Haverok.
Hey, I'm the other associate.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, so this is the What If Roundtable, where your what ifs can be suggested, and everything is all good in the hood for this one. And okay, all right, YouTube, you're really gonna be like that. You're gonna like cut off some of the super chats. That's not cool. Fortunately, no. Fortunately, I know where to find them all. So fortunately,
This always happens. YouTube can't be convenient about it.
Well, no, that's the thing. Last week, it didn't do that. That was the thing. Last week, it was fine. But,
Huh. Consistency. What is it?
Yeah, I know, right? But for those of you who are brand new to the channel, first of all, I'd like to say welcome and hope you're having a good time. And this is where you can help contribute to ideas for the future of the channel and potential what if ideas. There's quite a few of the actual ideas that, you know, do end up on the channel originated here. And yeah, we do always credit people if they do. So we do have our moderators in the chat standing by. And people are, you know, if you're not able to do a super chat, which helps support the channel and gets your thing on the list, then don't worry, our mods are there and will pay attention. So we do pay attention to the chat. And also, by the way, you check the pin message. You can subscribe to our podcast channel where you can get more in-depth discussions where, yeah, the algorithm is more tailored towards that one. So people are more likely to listen all the way through there. So with that, I need to start off with Nerd King with a $50 super chat. Well, £50 super chat, actually. I've been messaging with JunkieBot. Dude's such a nice guy. I'm so excited because in a few months, possibly, I'll have my own custom action figure of Warrior Angel from Smallville. I liked his design and wanted to be unique. Have a nice stream, guys. Aw, thanks, Nerd King. Really appreciate it. And, yeah, I've met JunkieBot at SunnyCon. He's actually made a custom ranch for me out of a Krillin, which is there's an SH Figure Arts Krillin figure, and he customized it to make it ranch, and he gave it to me personally. And it was like, oh, that's cool. I commissioned him. I paid him entirely for it, and damn well worth it. But it was very much worth it. He's very, very good. And that was, I think, one of his first ones that he did. So he's probably improved even more so since I had that one done. But no, it was really, really good. So thank you very much, Nerd King. Much obliged. But yeah, Viper Phoenix starts a moment of silence, please, for Berserker's author passing. Ah, yes, of course.
Oh, yes. Kentaro Miura.
Kentaro Miura. Yeah, moment pause for him, please. All right, thank you. Again, very unfortunate and very sad loss to us all. Yeah, very.
We are saying goodbye to way too many people lately.
Yeah, and the way it was just really, really unfortunate and just very, very sad.
Yeah, I'd heard that he'd had rather persistent health problems throughout a lot of his life. So I think it was expected in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it always kind of hits you really, really hard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it really does, and it's just you know, it's. I mean, for people like saying, "Oh, we're not going to see the finish of Berserk." I mean, come on, guys, come on. You know, time to mourn here. And I'm pretty sure he had notes because he probably knew his health wasn't great. And it will get wrapped up. It will get wrapped up, but just be patient.
Yeah, usually when you're in a position like that where you know that you have to take frequent hiatuses for health and stuff like that, and if you're as thorough a creator as he is, he's probably done the Robert Jordan thing when author Robert Jordan passed before finishing Wheel of Time and left a lot of notes so that if somebody appropriate wanted to continue his work, or the studio wanted to continue the work, the publisher or whatever, he's probably arranged for it. If not, then, you know, whatever. It's that was his wishes or what have you. The more important thing is just honoring this fallen creative mind.
Absolutely.
So influential.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Viper Phoenix. Very good to point that out. And Viper's added again. What if Vegeta was the one to get the heart virus? How would his character differ after he realized he was almost defeated by one of the weakest creatures? I imagine if Vegeta had it, this probably would be the biggest act of hubris going against him possible. Because he'd been felled by something that he couldn't control. Something out of his control and stuff like that. So I think it would very much nullify his character a lot. Like, he'd probably be less of an impulsive jerk, and it probably would cause him to kind of have more perspective. I mean, of course, that is if he survived it, you know.
The more intriguing thing to me is that Vegeta hadn't yet become like an integral part of the heroic circle yet, because he was still in that sort of anti-hero, I mean, shoot, only just being shifting from a villain at the time that the arc starts, when we learn about Goku having the heart virus and stuff like that. Would Trunks really have a need to come to the past? Would there even be a need for it? Because would there even be a bad future if Goku hadn't passed because of the heart virus?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of wonder how the dynamics of that might work, especially since, you know, if there may not be a problem, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that instead of the androids being a threat, they simply were dealt with because, hey, you know, Goku was there and he was healthy. Then what I think might prove more damaging psychologically for someone like Vegeta would be spending that time alone, training and stuff out in space, and finally hitting that point where you hit Super Saiyan, only to a few months later be rendered incapable of fighting to your fullest because of a heart condition, because of some virus. And that might be an interesting psychological study. Not particularly Dragon Ball in its approach, I think, but certainly interesting.
I think how we can make DragonBallZ that he returns to Earth and wants Goku to wants to fall from Goku's hand, to fall as a warrior. And I think, you know, like I think Bulma could take pity of him and try to get the medicine ready.
Yeah.
And that's how the story could go.
That could work in terms if you wanted to dramatize it, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Viper's at it again with, in regards to Papa Podo's what if last time about Frieza getting Marthahood. Even if he did get immortality, just throw him in the hyperbolic time chamber after, boom, stuck forever. True, yeah. Stick Frieza in a jar, put him on like a shelf in the middle of in the room of spirit and time. No one's gonna check. No one's gonna care.
Well, the real issue then becomes whether or not Frieza, when in a I mean, does Frieza require sustenance? You know, does Frieza require the typical things that a creature needs to survive? Because, like, how long could a living creature survive in the room of spirit and time? Because it's like one of the reasons Frieza was able to grow more powerful in Hell was because he was doing his sort of image training and meditative stuff and spiritual training, but he also didn't have to worry about time because, you know, you're already dead, you're in the afterlife. Would Frieza eventually die in the room of spirit and time, or would he be able to achieve enough?
Immortal Frieza specifically.
Oh, an immortal Frieza. Well, in this case, then if Frieza is outright immortal in this scenario, I think that Frieza would probably wind up acquiring enough power that he could do what Gotenks and Super Buu did, more or less.
Yeah, of course. So, you know, it's a fool's errand, really. But yeah. Viper again. What if Ginyu got the memories of those he swapped to? Little bit more empathy and stuff like that. I can imagine a couple of times for those he feels sorry for, like tying up loose ends and stuff like that. You know, I think probably just to kind of like a clean break. So if there are people and there were like things to kind of like, they just sew everything up, end their affairs, and then leave.
Would also give him access to knowledge how to use the body, so it would be a much better control.
Yeah.
Would be You know what would be interesting to explore in that scenario would be if the most recent body has like the freshest memories, right? So like if Ginyu inhabited Bulma and then wound up in the frog or whatever, which is non-sentient, we'll say, and then managed to somehow get back into another body, right? Like I would imagine that it would be an interesting scenario to address how Ginyu would react to Yamcha, because at that point in the scenario, Bulma hadn't really left Yamcha yet, and stuff like that. So that I think could be for some good comedy and perhaps even some good drama. Is this idea of like Bulma's memories causing Ginyu problems when it comes to interacting with certain members of the cast, especially Yamcha.
Yeah, no, that could be a funny little thought experiment. Viper's next one is...
Not only Frieza has spots for Yamcha.
Right, Viper's next one is, you ever realize that the Trunks that came back the first time was the same one that got his time machine stolen by the In Future Cell timeline? I think he's referring to the one which Perfect Cell, you know. So Trunks did everything. He did that. He was going for his victory lap and he got killed. So
no. Like we know that the Trunks that was gotten by Perfect Cell was the one. We know that they won. It was a future when androids were defeated.
Yeah,
we explained that in a video. So no. Like Cell got a different one because Cell killed him specifically to avenge the fact that he took away the androids, his chance to get perfect in this timeline.
Yeah, he robbed him of his opportunity for perfection, and that was why he killed him and decided to swipe the time machine.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Viper again. Oh, this is some more dialogue. Alpha is Zordon. Alpha, bring me 5 fighters with attitude.
Right away, Zordon. Ay 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 ay.
Ginyu Force shows up and they're twerking. Ba 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 da da ba ba. Zordon turns to Rita. Okay, you win. It's always fun to do those types of voices. It's like, yeah,
your Alpha Fifth is scaringly good.
Ay 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 ay, Zordon.
that kind of voice is always fun to do.
We must pay attention to the viewing globe.
Oh no, seriously, it's like that. It's like that. I love doing those voices because it just like that's why I like doing Jarko, and that's why I did a Q-Ranger Sentai dub and I played Balance in that, and that
well, you just pretty much just sound like this, and just like, oh, those types of characters are always fun to do.
Yeah. Like seriously, if I could have gone back into the 90s and voiced in Botsmaster, I would have been really happy. Like, Botsmaster. Game over. That was the only thing I remember of that. It's like, oh, it's in 3D. Yes. And it's like, my name is Zinges. I'm got a Zinges. I'm Zip Zoolander. Okay, get me distracted. Alright, Viper. Okay, and again, Goku.
Granola may have the sharpest eye in the universe, but can he see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Vegeta blows up the planet out of anger.
That's it! Everyone dies!
Vulcan. Okay. Next part of Goku married Bulma. I believe that's coming out on June 12th. And that one's going to be a doozy. You think that moment when Bulma had the talk with Goku was going to be dramatic? Oh boy. You ain't seen nothing yet.
We have such a massive backlog, guys.
No, seriously, we have 21 videos in the can.
Yeah.
Like 7 weeks worth. Like, the reason why is because I want to have a summer. I want to have like 4 weeks off of barely doing any videos. Like, of course, I'm going to do like Revelation F and all that stuff. And probably, and the super review.
React to the manga chapter and stuff.
Yeah, It'll be a race. That's the day I come back from Wales, and it'll be just like I'll be driving down the M4, just going like, "Quick! I gotta get back before Toyotaro releases the script." Ah!
I'm more dolphins person myself, but whales are cool as well.
Leave. I see what you did there. Okay. Sacred Saiyan, thank you very much for becoming a Sparking member. Wow. Top tier. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sparking joy.
Sparking.
That's why we call it. And in Chala Head Chala, for a long time I thought he was Kageyama Hironobu was saying funky monkey. Funky monkey. Speaking of funky monkey, Dark Snake with a $50 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Goku,
we are the Z Fighters. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can't, we are the Z Fighters. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can't, I hate you.
It's like,
and if you think we can't, they'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in
Piccolo,
Krillin, and Gohan, and Goku.
Oh my god.
Sorry, it's just that there was an old classic YouTube poop of Steven Universe. I had to bring myself back into it.
Oh
it's like,
my god.
I got bad news, everyone. I'm Steven. Good. Thanks, Garnet. Oh. I shouldn't be watching that kind of thing. Come into the light, Steven. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. Let's get back to it.
This escalated quickly.
I mean, it really got out of hand fast. Alright. Vulcan was going, what if Raditz went to Earth with Goku? Actually, tomorrow's What If's going to be really interesting. It'll be really much up your alley, Vulcan. And what if Goku had the legendary Super Saiyan form against Frieza? I sort of carried that in Goku married Bulma. Goku would have barely been able to hold on to control. Probably not been able to at all. Probably would have had to play the sound. But, yeah. Kind of a little bit precarious on that front.
I mean, for both himself and Frieza in that case.
Yeah, both of them would have been toast. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Indeed. Viper.
Frosted.
Viper says, the next two are the Next Generation references. Revelation F Frieza channeling his inner Picard. Shut up, Yamcha! Again, I just find it funny. Even though you only said it once. Shut up, Wesley. It's like...
Shut up, Wesley.
No, it's like a side to the mouth. Shut up, Wesley. It's like, shut up, Yamcha.
Why are you so mean to Willy Wheaton?
I don't know. It's because the fat community didn't like him because he's a self-insert character. He's not so bad in season 3. I'm watching season 3, and that one's good.
No matter how
that's one excellent episode.
No matter how people feel about Wesley Crusher, I will still continue to love Will Wheaton because he was the voice of Martin, the eldest child of Mrs. Brisby in The Secret of Nim.
Oh
yeah, like Will Wheaton is awesome.
Yeah, he seems like a very down-to-earth, nerdy kind of guy. Person of the people, I would say.
Yes.
And the next one that Viper has is Frieza drunk one night and upset due to not being able to save Yardrad, sobbing. I wasn't strong enough! I wasn't good enough! I should have been able to save them! Funny you should mention that. In a future episode, he sort of has that reflection moment. But we won't say which episode. But it's one of my favorites. Seriously. You folks are going to love Revelation F when it comes at the end of season 1. Because even the actors are loving it. Like, they've been gushing about it. And, yeah. If you've got the actors hyped up on it, then you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Gobi. No, it's Gobi. Ever consider doing a chill stream playthrough of DBZ Legendary Super Warriors? I don't know. Game live streams is just really not my bag at the moment. It's just like I don't really kind of have that much time to do it actually. I've got so much time, and then I'm gonna be starting recording an audiobook soon. So it's like And, yeah, it's 137,000 words. And I'll be having to start doing that from next week. So I'm a bit like, oh, I really don't have time to play games because I got to make sure that I can, keep up with all that.
Yeah.
Baron Bread, thank you very much for becoming a super member. Cheers, cheers. By the way, if you want to become a member, you can just press join button down below. Really does help support the show, and you'll get access to Revelation F extra soon. All right, Gobi says, what if Goku's pod had been exposed to elements containing silver during flight and caused him to contract Argyria or Argyria, or I'm guessing that's some kind of disorder.
I have no idea. Is this another one from
it's
Gobi?
No, it's a rare condition that causes the skin to turn blue or gray.
So he would have become
unstoppable.
Blue. Or
blue! And Ginyu says, and blue.
What?
You're blue and tall, whereas he's blue and even taller. There's sort of a yin-yin kind of thing going on there.
Yin-yin.
I'm not that tall, Captain.
Yeah. Probably would have just been, the Blue Saiyajin group or something like that. I don't know. I can't really give a good answer. Unless Gobi, I'm blue and in need of a fight. I'm in need of a fight. And all that stuff.
Da buddy da die.
And it does remind me of the Yabba Dabba Doo.
One of the best things that exists in the internet.
Yeah. Okay. Gobi added again with, what if Cell's head plates had acoustic resonating properties and could be utilized like a tuning fork? He'd be even better at singing. Boom! Oh. Yeah.
His perfection would truly be complete, for he would never lose pitch.
Exactly. So, definitely. And then Gobi, what if Goku Black was automisophobic? And I looked this up. It's the fear of being dirty. I mean,
oh wow.
I'm sorry, but I just realized I'm referring to the previous one. We would have an additional transformation for Cell called Pitch Perfect Cell.
Ah, oh, that's great.
No.
That's great. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's great. That's great.
We need fan art of Pitch Perfect Cell. Sorry.
So that was the question was, what if Zamasu had
the fear of being dirty.
The fear of being dirty. That really kind of works for his personality. I think it really does. When it comes to beauty and purity and cleanliness and stuff like that. So
I honestly don't think that a lot would change. Really, that it would be a fun quirk to give him.
It would certainly. Yeah. It might cripple him in terms of if he got extra dirty, he'd be completely left paralyzed with shock. That kind of stuff.
Or even more manic.
Well, yeah. He'd be pushed to I think it could be peril. And to be honest, Dragon Ball Super, there's no blood in it, only dirt. Extra. He'd be wishing that he was just bloody and all that stuff.
I'd be more curious to see how the mentality is warped by Zamasu Black, how the mentality becomes warped when exposed to being in Goku's body and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it would be very, very, very warped.
Yeah.
By the way, Anshuman Rath, thank you very much for becoming a member. Thank you very much for joining.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Vandalia. What if instead of Trunks, it was future Pan that came back to defeat Frieza, warn Goku about the cyborgs and Virus, and later on in Black? That would have been a very big meta trip, because not only was it, Trunks was the son of Vegeta and Bulma, Gohan meeting his future daughter when he's still a kid and younger, that would be a bit of a head trip.
There's all sorts of anime shenanigans there.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh man, that's I mean.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
We need the safety sound. We need the safety sound.
No, I did the Bardock. Yeah. Okay, Fallen, thank you very much for becoming a member. Thank you very much, buddy. An Ultra member, too. Awesome. Angelo Holt with the $50 super chat. Thank you, thank you. What if Krillin became as strong as Jiren before the Tournament of Power? For all these years of everyone underestimating me, I have ascended! Acknowledge me!
It would be the first time that both the hero and the protagonist were bald, or both the hero and the antagonist were bald.
Yes. And to quote
only absolute strength, Goku.
And to quote Tarunga Leela, no one makes fun of my nose. Angelo, there probably would be loads of jokes and stuff like that. But realistically, if that actually Krillin's power up he had with Goku, and that actually led to something, I'd be happy with that. I mean,
Serious.
Yeah, that went nowhere. That just went nowhere, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Every time they do something for the humans, it winds up going nowhere because they don't want to do any kind of follow through.
Yeah,
you know,
if
they
yeah.
throw
If
they
they're
throw
gonna
in
do that-
something.
Yeah. Go. Yep.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
No. It was cutting out. That's all. Go ahead.
Well, all I was saying was just they throw in something and then they don't do anything with
Yeah.
it. So
Mm-hmm.
At least Krillin was given something to do from that stance, unlike Tien.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But anyway. Anshuman's welcome from India. Wow. I've actually been seeing the Indian audience really ticking up. I think they're in my top 5 contingent now at the Indians. I hope you're all staying safe out there with, COVID and stuff like that. I know things have been really tough out there. So, anything that we can do to help in terms of entertainment and just taking your mind off things, we really hope to do our best. So, if you're in India and frankly anywhere today, just, stay safe, and we hope that you're doing well, and we really thank you for being here. So, thank you for being here. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Next one is Vulcan. Okay, there are 3, so I'm gonna have to I have to rattle through these. What if Gohan had it's a cheeky 3B. What if Gohan had a twin sister Kohira in the Raditz turned good? If she did, probably Gohan would be, I don't think jealous per se, just nice, just the nice twin brother, that stuff.
And Ranch would have a best buddy.
Yeah, and that answers the next question. The next 2 questions actually. Like Ranch, would be, I think, react fairly well. I mean, there'd be no jealousy because they're related. This isn't your typical fan service slice of life anime here. This is Dragon Ball.
it all depends on whether or not we've gone into an alternate reality where this is a version of R&R with a different target demographic.
I mean, very much as as Goten and Ranch are a double act. In the very same vein, I think this new cousin would be a double act with Ranch.
Yeah. It's an interesting consideration it's an interesting consideration because you wind up with so many different characters that would have to have some kind of interaction with this person, and you'd have to develop some idea of who they were to really be able to tell like how they'd interact with Ranch, with Trunks, with Goten. But all in all, I think ultimately if Gohan had a twin, I don't think that they would be too much different from him. The biggest difference I could probably see would be after Gohan got married and settled down, the twin might not do that, might still be with like the rest of the Sun family and stuff like that on Mount Paozu. So it would be a character that Ranch would be able to have more of a friendship and friendship with and mentor from and stuff like that.
Oh, by the way, we've had a slew of members here. Jeez. Joshua Bridges becoming a super member. Thank you. Then Mason S is another super member, and Vandalia. So we've had like 3 members, really, as you were like talking, Sophie. Wow, thank you all so much. We've had 7 new members today. I think we're really close to 100 members. Like, wow. Thank you so much for your support, chaps.
It really does help.
Yeah, yeah. No, and it's good to have like nearly 100. So I think we got like 97 now. Can we make it 100 by the end of the stream? That'd be awesome. Vulcan. Next part of Hercule and Boxer. Best what ifs. I think Hercule I've got lined up for the end of June. Got that lined up for then.
Yeah.
Boxer probably July.
Yeah.
So we got that.
It is written. Both are written, just waiting.
Yeah.
Schedule.
And Gobi, what if Goku, written in kanji, because Gobi's potential's like that, but we love him anyway, could utilize the Stickman distraction dance? Ah. Yeah. And Vegeta would be overwhelmed because it's a gag and he hates gags.
I'll have to take your word for it because I don't get the reference.
Oh, the Henry Stickmin distraction dance against the Power Brothers. You know. It's like boom pa pa. Oh men, we've actually got ourselves a worthy adversary. Extra we got to extra dubstep. Boom pa pa. Yeah. Gobi, I'm teasing. You keep us on our toes. It's word of the day with Gobi around. we learn things. I'm learning.
You are making us smarter.
It's okay, Gobi. We're teasing. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yes.
All right.
Let old people have some fun in their lives.
Why you gotta remind me that I'm old?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next one is Red Dragon, Vegeta. So you have a technique I can use that Kakarot can't win against? Grape Needle. Yes, it is called Grape Rush. Teach me, wise one. The eternal Grape Needle.
We did an artwork of Grape Needle.
Somebody needs to do some kind of piece of art of what Grape Needle would look like because
he has to have a pointy chin and purple hair.
Yeah,
I'm imagining almost like a traditional supervillain rather than like almost like a DC Comics or maybe a My Hero Academia type thing.
Very sharp needle mustache.
Oh gosh, a needle point
like
mustache.
He can twiddle the mustache. Yeah,
it is called. And his beard is grapes. It's literally
and he's got like he's got like a gauntlet thing like Scarecrow in the Arkham games, but it's but it's needles full of grape syringes
juice.
full of grape juice.
Yeah. Okay. Vulcan, what if Chichi was a fighter at the start point of this what if? Probably would be at the beginning when she met Goku, and we're going to be covering that throughout the whole month of December. We're going to look forward to that one. Gobi, what if there were Smurf villages on Palzu and Namek? Goku would have probably eaten them. It's like poplars. Poplars from Futurama. Hey, Goku's...
Hey, I got hungry. And I ate sick aliens that one time.
Vandalia, what if Goku landed in Leaf Village? Which 3-man squad would he work best with? Probably not with Choji because they'd be competing over food. Probably Rock Lee because he likes his spirit. And
weighted clothing.
Yeah. And then probably, you know.
See, I have to watch Naruto till this point.
And Sasuke because it's the Vegeta, the reluctant teammate.
Sasuke becomes a rival with everybody if he sees them get powerful enough.
Hey.
Just like Vegeta.
Yeah, exactly. And Goku needs somebody to go like, "You're not evil, you know," and that stuff. Okay, Red Dragon. What if Bulma's bullet triggered Goku's memories? I'd have to play the sound. Yeah. It's
Conquer Earth, destroy all humans,
exactly. It would not end well. And
return to monkey.
Oh, but Gobi, don't worry. You say that you've been watching a lot of PBS, Discovery Channel, History Channel, TLC, Forensic Files, Country Music. That was a random twist. Country music television when I had to babysit grandmas. It's okay, Gobi. Don't worry. We're only teasing. We love you, really. And did you know that country music is actually awful? That was. That's probably one of the favorite things that I've ever heard Kaiser say in his Trunks voice.
That was definitely one of the golden moments of that arc.
Yeah.
Okay. Papa Podo. Shin! This is Ten Shinhan. Kikoho! Shin. But I don't even know the Kikoho. Lame joke I thought of. Hey. Hey, it's the only thing named Shin that's actually cool in Dragon Ball.
It's the only thing named Shin that's useful.
Yeah. Alas, but it is true. It is true. Benjamin 2000. Doomslayer versus the Frieza Force. Who wins? Doomslayer has all of the mastered runes and upgraded weapons, but only one shot for the BFG. Oh, like Doom Guy? Oh, it's Doom Guy. Because BFG. Come on.
Yeah.
Shoot it through Frieza's ship. Well, that stuff, it'll look awesome.
Big funky gun.
Yes. Alpha Trion X. What if Raditz and Nappa joined Vegeta on Namek? Probably they would have just been there to like gather Dragon Balls. They probably would have been not strong enough to actually have done major participation.
If you are curious, we have them in Goku beat Roshi.
Yes, exactly. So if you want to check that out, check out that What If and you shall be answered. Papa Podo. Idea I had for my DBX Undertale What If. Ox King is a title passed down from father to son. And the first Ox King was an ox monster, with Fire Mountain being the last safe haven for monsters on the surface in centuries, until humans slowly entered their gene pool, with Chichi ending up a quarter monster. I like it. It's cool.
I like it.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Deep lore going on here.
Yeah, we're getting some deep meta in here, and I like it. So, good. I like that, Podo. Go with it.
Yeah.
Red Dragon. What if Goku brought Arale to Zeno instead of future Zeno? I think they would have been best of friends and stuff like that. Yeah. I think, again, probably a good idea. And I'd have preferred Arale to be one of, like, the best friend of the king of everything. It sounds right.
Yeah. It would have kept certain things, like, within the within a self-contained context, because first off, you don't have to question the problems that arise when two gods from different time periods exist in the same place at once. But also, you get to have this gag character in a position that actually like makes sense for the universe.
Yeah.
If you catch my meaning, because like Arale is ultimately undefeatable. Arale is a gag character, and who better to be the best friend of a god than a gag character?
Yeah, exactly. It just fits. It just does. Like, yeah.
And especially that would help with that weird, non-consequential portrayal of Zeno, when Zeno is very different between his first and subsequent portrayals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
by the way, we're going to have the 5-minute... we got our 5-minute call for Super Chats.
5-minute call. 5 minutes.
But continue, Soph.
I was gonna say it might also go a long way towards offering like an explanation further down the line if you wanted to develop Zeno in any kind of way, whether it be morally or anything like that, particularly around the Tournament of Power and stuff like that. Like a lot of the stuff that wound up being written off as just like Zeno allows it because it's cool, or whatever. Could have had a different kind of explanation if Arale had been one of the judges on the panel, or like Arale could maybe help Zeno understand the concept of mortal morality.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Podo, what if instead of blaming mortals for how they turned out, Zamasu blamed the gods in action, believing they should all be doing what he did in your What If, and then wiping out all inadequate gods? I mean, you see, that would have made more sense. Like, Zamasu, like, going, like, this isn't right, because the whole thing about Dragon Ball Super is that it's just to show that the gods are incredibly incompetent. So if Zamasu wanted to start a revolution, that would have made more sense and really brought out the flaws in Beerus and stuff like that. I mean, I'd have been down before that, but the whole Zero Mortal plan is just like, what, you get rid of everything. Like,
and
literally
what
everything.
Next?
What
then?
Next? Yeah. You know what? I never actually thought of that. I'd be... Oh.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh dear.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I feel silly.
But on the plus side, there's no one to laugh at me. There's no one left to laugh at you. That's one thing.
But there's also no one left to hug.
I can hug myself, but it's not the same.
Black. Hold me, Black. Hold me.
This is so not Subarashi.
Sad Barashi. Okay. Timothy
Sad
Ron.
Barashi. We need an emote of Sad Barashi. is the crying Zamasu emote.
Oh, that needs to be like, oh, like QQ Barashi or something. Like, oh, that needs to be a. We need to make that a T-shirt of just sad Barashi, sad Goku black noise.
One of my favorite, like honestly, one of my favorite images to put in the drafts of the script is the crying Zamasu.
Yeah.
I will never skip an opportunity of putting this image of crying Zamasu in.
That and Potato Wizards. That and Potato Wizards. Those are our two. Those are our two vices.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sad Barashi needs to be a T-shirt eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. Timothy Rom. What if Kid Chichi had trained with Goku and Krillin? Probably what you would have gotten in What If Goku was female. Like, Chichi would have been up there with the Z Fighters and pretty strong. So there you go. Alpha Trion or Trion. What if Super Saiyan 4 was a permanent appearance change? Hey, I'd be down with that. I mean, Goku looks really good like that. Like, that's like proper intimidation and like, dang, that's quite manly. Jeez.
I find myself asking whether or not Chichi has a problem with body hair.
I'd love there to have been a moment when Goku is in Super Saiyan 4 and Chi-Chi's trying desperately to shave him, but it just does not work. And it's like, but Chi-Chi, why can't you just accept me for who I am? And just like, I don't know, Goku, I'm just scared. And then gives her a hug. This feels nice.
Crack.
No, she just says, this feels nice. Yeah, I'm pretty soft and fluffy. You know, that the way you sound, that sounds hot. It's like wait, are you hot? I mean, I know my fur can get pretty hot, Chi-Chi, but just go upstairs, Goku. I'll join you in a minute.
I took it to a much darker place.
I mean, but in a way, a bit too obvious. But gotta have some. If this is the Master Correct channel, it's got to be wholesome, and then go lemony. Wholesome first taste, but then it get a lemony aftertaste.
It's time to take a stroll through Masako's lemon grove.
Yeah, exactly. We go through the wholesome gate, and you go, and it's almost like, this isn't the chum bucket. This is something else. Yeah. I need to have like an artwork of. I need to commission somebody to do a portrait of me with lemons. But again, I need to have a platform where I can be like that. We need to find a platform for this one day. Okay. Vandalia. What if Chi-Chi was grabbed by Dr. Giro? Do you think she would form a friendly bond with 18 while they were both held captive there? Probably not friendly, but, you know, solidarity, solace, kind of mutual understanding, maybe. I don't think they'd end up being friends, but at least, you know, kind of spirits who are common, you know, that at least they kind of have some kind of relation stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, Red Dragon, the cutoff. So yeah, super chats are now closed, folks. So please do not send any more super chats because we got to get through quite a lot. But yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, okay. But yeah, carry on, Soph.
I've forgotten what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Alpha Gonadicus from a friend. What if Goku landed on Namek? Well, probably he would have been okay. He would have been a bit of an oddity, but I think the Namekians would have taken him in under their wing. Probably they would have to have like way for a plant-based diet. Like Goku would have been a vegetarian because they grow vegetables on Namek. And plant proteins and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that they would have been able to find a way to feed Goku, and I think he would have been quite happy being a farmer there, because he's a farmer on Earth, to be fair.
Or
What
a
would be
warrior.
interesting is Namekians have that whole aspect of like meditation and spirituality and stuff to them as well, which I think it would have been interesting to see that sort of approach to Goku's training in his youth, so that like by the time Goku grows up, we get like a much more like spiritually balanced, mellow Goku. Like I can even imagine that, because like they live on a planet that experienced a famine, and stuff like that. They live on this planet that experienced hardship, and the Namekians themselves probably eat sparingly, considering the fact that they don't technically have to eat in order to survive. I feel like Goku would have been raised like with like an extreme appreciation for respecting quantity of food.
Yeah. He certainly wouldn't have been wasteful or gluttonous, really. He would have been...
I don't think he would be a glutton, which is probably the weirdest thing to say about any version of Goku.
It really is, yeah.
I think they might have gotten him to the warrior clan though. So.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, he would have absolutely been given over to the warrior clan. I don't think that he would have any sort of talent for magic. He wouldn't be the Dragon Clan. Could you imagine though if Goku had been part of the Dragon Clan and had learned to make his own human Dragon Balls?
That would have been a bit interesting.
His dragon will have his hairstyle.
Yeah.
Oh god. Or I guess it would be a Saiyan dragon. I said human Dragon Balls, but it would be Saiyan Dragon Balls. So I guess it would be an ape dragon.
And all you can wish on it are breakfast foods.
All you can wish on it.
Yeah, think about Porunga and Ozaru Cross.
Yeah, I mean Saiyan Gobi. But every wish is oops all berries.
Red Dragon. What if the Red Ribbon Army recruited Goku before Bulma showed up? Probably would have this isn't Dr. Gero, the Red Ribbon Army. They would have used him as a plant to get loads of the Capsule Corp secrets. Easy. Like, simple like that. So, yeah, basically, I think you'd have to play the sound for the Capsule Corp because their secrets would have been brought in and stuff like that. Okay. Omar Stockley. What if Viltrumites existed in Universe 7, but most of their numbers were wiped by Beerus? I really need to watch more of Invincible, to be honest. I've started watching it, but...
It's really good.
I get that vibe from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's really good. The biggest issue that I think with Viltrumites is that they're very, very definitely a rather intense group of not Kryptonians, pseudo-Kryptonians. And the fact that they can live for literally thousands of years and just get stronger and stronger and stuff. It's just like I think Viltrumites. It's basically asking whether or not we want to do Superman versus Goku on a grander scale, and we all know the problems that stem from the question of Superman versus Goku, don't we, Matsuko?
Yeah, but we're just gonna get Omnivan versus Goku now. Like nowadays, it's just gonna evolve because yeah, exactly.
So I think if Viltrumites did exist, they would be broadly considered an extreme threat to the universe, and Beerus would be very put out that he missed some.
Think about like immortal Saiyans with everything better.
Yeah. Omar then suggests, what if Nen existed as a subdivision of Ki in Dragon Ball, using Ki to enhance other things like conjuring weapons, transmute elements, etc.? I mean, in theory, that's what Ki can do. It's just, the Dragon team just used to be boring with it. I mean, Krillin at least be able to make a buzzsaw out of ki. So that kind of stuff.
I mean, you know, the most interesting things. One of the most interesting things we got was the spirit sword, and even and it wasn't that original.
Yeah, because we had Kuwabara doing that back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Kuwabara.
Yeah. Alpha Trion. What if androids 9 through 15 were also in the Android saga? Well, we had movie 7 for 13, 14, 15. 9 through 12. I guess they probably would have just been little extras, like whatever, you know, kind of like little extra, you know, kind of little minions for like Gohan and Krillin to fight, that kind of stuff. You know, android fodder. Alpha Dillo Ganaticus. What if, now hear me out on this one, Bulma was a boy? Probably that Goku and he would have been good friends. Like,
yeah, not the first time we've had that question, believe it or not.
No.
If Bulma had been a guy, it would have just been a different sort of friendly relationship with the two of them.
Yeah.
The problem actually becomes it might result in a bad end in the long run, because Goku might have wound up in like severely injured or otherwise in his first battle with Yamcha if Yamcha hadn't been stopped by the presence of Bulma.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
And if Bulma was a guy, Yamcha wouldn't have been stopped in that regard. Goku would have probably been much more grievously injured in that fight, and it could have spiraled and had that whole domino effect.
Yeah, you're right.
For the rest of the series.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. I mean, I didn't really think about that, but yeah, no, that's true. I mean, the only reason that Yamcha backed off is because Bulma showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Bulma boy would be basically young Tony Stark, more or less. Like a little bit womanizing, you know.
Pretty much. Okay. Omar. What if Saiyans could gain the powers, abilities, and potential of any race that they defeated or murked? I think if they did, then they basically would be 7-3. Like, they would like feed on the remains of their victims and then gain their powers. They'd almost be like some kind of weird hybrid type thing. It'd be very weird, but hey, it makes them a bit more interesting than, oh, just like humans, but can turn into monkeys. Yay. It would differentiate them from humans, at least, a bit more. Alright, Arthur Animal Donuts. What if Super Boo was the good Boo? Well, in a way, Super Boo was good-ish. Like, he had some good and mercy in him, because he let Mr. Satan, like, he showed mercy, and he could, and he was incredibly terrified when the good part of his soul was ripped from him. He was terrified. So
honestly, if he was like a completely good Boo, like probably end of peril in that saga would just end with, okay, I just want to fight the strongest that you have. Like, it would be a friendly competition instead of proper peril.
Yeah, and then when he was satisfied, he'd leave.
Or he would join the Dragon Team.
Yeah, exactly. So all he'd want to do is have a good fight.
Probably. A little bit unclimactic ending, honestly.
I know, but that's just it's just the way it is, really. That's what you get with some what ifs in a way. Okay, Scion Reaver. What if Yamcha went to one of the known or unknown universes to make a name for himself to leave a legacy behind? Oh, hey, Yamcha goes to Universe 9.
Yeah, funny that you mentioned that, by the way, because there is something coming for Yamcha in season 2 of Resurrection F.
Oh, yeah. We won't spoil.
I'm writing something for Yamcha.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. That'll be good. Omar Stockley. What if Chimera ants existed in Dragon Ball? Chimera ants.
Oh gosh, we'll have to look this one up because I'm unfamiliar with the
I think
term,
it's from Hunter x Hunter. They're a sapient species from the Hunter x anime, and they're sort of like they are literally giant ants, and they're from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, well, I mean, then you'd have big bugs.
Yeah. You thought Perfect Cell was your bug man. Nope, these people would have been even more than that. You go, so oh my god, they're big bugs.
Speaking of big bugs, I'm not going to tell more, but yeah.
They would they would probably be a protected species of some kind if there was only a few of them, and they'd probably wind up on 17's little island habitat.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But if you like Big Bug Man, then watch this space.
Yes, exactly.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Alright, Christopher Chapin. What if Goku was raised by the Red Ribbon Army? Well, we sort of mentioned that just a bit ago, mate, but if he were, he probably would have been used as a spy against Capsule Corp. You know, this young little monkey boy. You know, no one would expect him to be a spy.
Or, you know, genetic engineering.
Yeah, or either as a spy or they'll genetically engineer him, pretty much. Depends on who gets to him first.
Yeah.
Alright, Podo, are you guys able to see my tweets? Because last week I tweeted at you guys, like you told me to, about that comic dub video I put out for VA practice. I didn't get it, actually. I don't think I did. Did either of you get it?
I haven't been using my Twitter recently, so I'll have to open up a new tab and see if I ever did get it. But I never got a notification about it.
Okay, well, if you could just send that again, Podo, just to be sure, and then I can double check.
I've got it.
I'm not seeing it in my time.
Okay, Have, if you just put that in our chat, then we can look at it later. But yeah,
please
don't worry, Podo. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we'll have a look at that after the stream, Podo. But thanks for reminding us.
Yeah.
Red Dragon. What if Chichi was taken by Jerome, became an android while Goku was dealing with Piccolo, training with Kami, and felt betrayed by Goku until he beats her? Probably if Chichi was made into an android. I mean, at that time, he wouldn't have felt any love towards her, but I think probably would have been concerned as a friend. There wouldn't have been as that much connection in a way, but it would have just been oh my, why? That would have been terrifying or something like that.
Play the sound because there would be no Gohan.
Oh yeah, play the sound, no Gohan.
Yep.
There you go. That's pretty much the crux of it, Dragon. Kirby, what if Tarble came to Trunks' future Earth post-Cell? Okay, in that time, I think Trunks would have wanted to get to know his uncle. You know, I think they probably would have connected in some way. The fact that it was peaceful there, Trunks would have been able to understand Vegeta a little bit more, perhaps. From a different point of view and from the point of view of an uncle. So, yeah, nice chance for introspective and getting to know the family. Sam Hennis, what if Kid Buu instant transmission to Hell and absorbed all the past baddies like Cell, Frieza, King Cole, etc.? Well, it depends on whether the people in Hell, their bodies, whether they're still corporeal, or whether they are basically kind of almost hologrammatic or some kind of other representation, whether they could be absorbed. So I don't think they are. Because in that filler, how could these people in Hell get to keep their bodies? Yeah. So
yeah, the presence of people with bodies in Hell is something that's been a little bit of
weird.
A bit weird. But then again, we've seen these kinds of inconsistencies in Toriyama's work before.
Yeah.
You'd expect that Frieza, for example, would have been spending most of his time as nothing but a puff of spirit fire. But
yeah. But surprisingly not. But yeah, again, it's Dragon Ball. There are foibles in there. We got to expect it sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. Alpha Dillo. What if the legendary Super Saiyan form was obtainable? Do you think anyone would have tried to obtain it or leave it be in the favor of God forms? Well, I think God forms are probably much more efficient and you're more likely to control them. But I feel like probably Vegeta would at least want to try.
I've always thought that if legendary Super Saiyan, as in the Super Saiyan form that we witnessed from the original run of Broly, right? That was an incredibly traumatic transformation. He literally destroys his body when he transforms, and I always thought to myself, would there be side effects from that? And I always thought if somebody else had that kind of ability, if it wasn't just a genetic thing, it probably reduces the person's lifespan to use it.
Yeah, it does seem pretty extreme at the very least.
Yeah, well, and it's like the old saying, the candle that burns twice as bright, burns twice as bright, lasts half as long. the idea is like, you know, his power is so intense and it burns through him, you know, it literally destroys his body. It's like I imagine it would have kind of a similar effect to sort of like a Kaioken, you know. And so I think when you have to weigh up your options between this thing and something that's more manageable like Super Saiyan Blue or even like Super Saiyan 4 or something like that, it would probably be one of those things where the risk would be too high.
I mean, this might be the last transformation you do in your life.
Yeah, probably you'd be lucky to be able to do anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Vandalia. What if Boo was technically the Supreme Kai via absorbing? Well, technically, yeah, Grand Supreme Kai is in there, but just obviously buried deep within. But it'd be very interesting. I mean, if that actually happened, and then, like, Shin has to be, well, the Grand Supreme Kai's inside of him, so I guess Majin Buu is now the Grand Supreme Kai, I'd be like, what? You guys are terrible. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, technicalities. It just shows they are a bureaucracy, the Supreme Kais.
You know, like, something just hit me, and it's like the idea behind the Supreme Kai, there's a Grand Supreme Kai letting himself be absorbed by Boo to like mellow him out, right? Leads me to ask, like, if the reason Super Boo was like a thing was because of the absorption of that other Supreme Kai, what was it, South Supreme Kai?
Yes, South Supreme Kai, yeah.
South Supreme Kai. You gotta wonder, how violent was that guy on the inside? If Super Boo acted the way that he did.
It does raise up some questions, at the very least.
Sorry, that's just something that kind of hit my brain.
No. I mean, this is what it's here for. Richard Dawson. What if the androids obeyed Dr. Giro? Well, you get History of Trunks. Like, if they did exactly what they were supposed to do, you get History of Trunks. So we'd have to play the sound.
Yeah.
That's the long and the short of it, really. Kirby.
Yeah, because...
go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, because ultimately, like, yeah, they eventually still betrayed Giro in the end, but it was only after accomplishing their mission, more or less, simultaneously, even.
Yeah. They kind of fulfilled their objective, and they were like, well, now what?
So, yeah, pretty much.
Kirby, what if Masako was in Dragon Ball, but you have all the powers and abilities of any non-Dragon Ball character you've ever provided the voice for? Who have I provided the voice for? I haven't really done anything professional, that's the thing. Yeah, I've really not done much voices for anything else other than DBZA. That's the thing. I can't really answer that bit. So I'm afraid not. I can't. Oh, Bridge Series count. Oh, that was Akime ga Kill abridged. Oh,
don't forget Naruto abridged.
Oh yeah, I know, but we didn't get. Unless you want to do this whole Tsunade using chakra to make herself young and stuff like that. No, I'd be Niao from Akime ga Kill. Extra buff. You have to go on the hands of Niao! Yeah, or eating face. My character would eat faces. That was weird. It's like the ASDF movie. Well, I stole your face.
I'm sorry, like this is a social announcement. Masako actually doesn't eat faces.
No, I don't.
Of
course, Kempfer. But the thing is, though, nothing really happens to Kempfer. They have a bracelet that turns them into female fighters for some reason. Kempfer's dumb, but I love it. I love it because it's so stupid. And I miss Kempfer abridged, I really do. It's just like, I cannot host it anywhere. It's not, it has aged well. It has aged well in a way, but in a way, some of the jokes are a little bit, Not sure, but I don't regret it. It was fun to do. I actually was able to complete in the Bridge series, so there you go. Okay. Jesse Golf. Which of the Z fighters could Ultra Instinct Shaggy beat? Pretty much all of them, really. You know. I'd say maybe Miris might give him a challenge. He might have to, like, I have to use 50% of my power, dude.
Not cool.
I already figured out, you know.
15% of my power, dude.
I mean, still, I think he's not as good as some of the higher angels because he still needs to activate it. Doesn't have it passively.
No, but he's got like the, you know, this could go 2 ways, punk. Call Beerus a punk. That would end him. Yeah. It's Shaggy, come on.
The best version of that scene is the one that put the Dragon Ball Super music over.
Yeah.
Dum 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 dum.
No. Oh, El Hermano. It's been a long time, my dimwit brother. It's like, I have obtained absolute strength. You will pay for your crimes, big brother. You imbecile. Still too slow, still too reckless. Yes, that's Esto Elfin, Matt. Oh, okay. Alright. Richard Dawson. What if... Oh, no, we've done that one. Oh, Crate Ritual. What if Kine did halve to participate in the Tournament of Power? Oh, if she had to, probably would have, like, kept herself to herself. Probably would have only used it for defense. And most likely listened to Gohan, you know, his, you know, her grandson. You know, just stick close. So, simple as that, really. Alright, Jesse Goff. What if Vegeta landed on Namek early? I can imagine Frieza playing the good guy and saving Namek from Vegeta's wrath in exchange for wishes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, no. Frieza would have played the Namekian saying, all this destruction is just down to Vegeta. You know how Saiyans can be and all that stuff. So, he'd have played them for a bunch of saps. You know?
Yeah.
It's just the fact of the matter.
He could literally have come down super manipulative and just been like, oh yes, that Vegeta, he's a Saiyan criminal. We've been on the hunt for him for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Frieza would have played them all, definitely. Dark Snake, when is R&R? We are working on episode 7. It's just taking a very long time to do so. But in the meantime, we're gonna see what we can do to get episode 8 in production as well. So we'll see how we go there. Omar. Oh, is it?
I was gonna say something, and it's gonna sound utterly random, but that what if with Frieza manipulating the Saiyans made me think of what if Frieza was pretending to be the part of the Galactic Patrol, which then made me think of what if Frieza hit his head and thought he was Jocko.
Oh, boy.
Well, you'd hate him for a start.
I'm just imagining.
I would expect that from Mars, but from you.
I'm just imagining Frieza doing the poses and all of the stupid greatest of the universe nonsense.
Certainly would have been something of a sight for sore eyes in a way. Okay, Omar. What if Cell reached an epitome once he became perfect? I can see him singing the perfect song before saying, well, now what? Yeah, if he got everything he wanted, I think then Frieza, he would have just roamed the stars, just figuring out himself, really. That's what he planned on doing.
And craft brewing.
And craft brewing, yes. Sam Hennis. What if Goku got the Wrathful form during the Saiyan Saga on top of Kaioken after seeing all his fallen friends, and was the same power level as Vegeta, resulting in a stalemate with no definitive winner? Well, the Wrathful form does lead to a spiraling loss of control, so honestly, I'd have to play the Sound for Earth. And probably Vegeta. Like, Vegeta wouldn't have survived that, because Goku would have been relentless. Fallen. What if Monarca was actually strong? What do you think? it is a what if I want to do in the future. What if Monarca was legitimately strong? And I would have it, that means he actually would hate having this power. And he would want to try and find some way of getting rid of it. But he never does. Yeah, and then he has to kind of live with it. You know, kind of like a nice little subversion of Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball's all about subversion. Cray Twitchell. Future April Fool's what if? What if androids 17 through 20 and Cell got the Kiss Son Goku virus and all became hyper yandere fangirls?
Oh gosh, the Kiss Son Goku virus.
Kiss Son Goku. Kiss Son Goku.
I mean, you know, you'd have yourself a Paisen kind of like situation, really, with, yeah, oh, Paisen, yeah, from Nagatoro. You'd have that moment of like, you know, Goku would have just been senpai, just like, oh,
Goku senpai, Goku senpai.
No,
Goku senpai, Goku senpai.
Yeah. Oh well.
My android nemesis can't be this cute.
Oh, Bandorn the Paladin. What if Tarble was sent to Earth with Goku? Well, considering that Goku was a baby, Tarble wouldn't have necessarily been born yet. Or he probably would have been like the same age. But
yeah,
maybe
Tarble was the same age as Goku, I think.
Oh, okay, well they would have landed in different places. There's no guarantee they would have landed in the same area.
Yeah.
But one of those days, once Goku could sense energy, he'd be able to sense somebody who was like kind of like him in a way. And they would have met each other when they were adults, I think. Dark Snake. What if Goku and Vegeta and Bulma and Chichi all had stands? What would their stands be? Goku's would be food, glorious food, for a start. Vegeta would be...
because I'm bad.
No. Rock you like a hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to rock you like a hurricane. You know, that kind of stuff.
Bulma would be if you wanna be my lover.
Yep, and Chichi. Ooh, don't really know about Chichi. We'll think about that. Two-Faced Bob. I'm working on this myself and would like to hear your take on it. What if Fascia survived her encounter with Dodoria? If Fascia survived, I imagine she probably would have been able to escape. And would have found Kakarot on Earth and then kind of be like some kind of like cheerleader for him, or like a means to kind of like look after him in some way.
It would be interesting to see if she tried to instill in him some sort of like desire to connect with his Saiyan heritage, some sort of like connection with his parents and stuff like that. If that character survived Vegeta's the planet Vegeta's destruction, it might be one of the very few methods by which you could create some through line where Goku might be interested in meeting his parents.
Yeah, maybe he might be curious. That's a big maybe there.
We finally found a timeline where resurrecting Bardock and Guinea might make sense.
It might. Alright, Craig Twitchell. Future April Fool's what if? What if Jiro created an army of androids to spread human dominance throughout North Galaxy and started a war with the Frieza Empire? Well, I mean, Jiro's power, I mean, if he had that, he would be stronger than Frieza. But ultimately, you know, technological innovation on Earth can only go so far when it comes to Earth and stuff like that. Yeah, in the galaxy, I think ultimately Jiro would lose. But I think Frieza would at least be be amused at the very least.
Yeah.
There'd be some small amusement from all of it. Pandawok. What if Saiyans use Omni-Man's tactics? Raditz. Protecting the planet, eh, Kakarot? Wink. Goku. Yeah? So, I guess. Almost like, kind of like, oh, I see! Wink, wink. All that stuff. Zay Davis. What if Android 21 was released in the Cell Saga shortly after 17 destroyed the Hidden Lab? Probably at that point, I would imagine probably Android 21 would have been like very much early in development, if not a barely walking prototype.
Yeah, I cannot imagine that Android 21 was in any way finished, because if I recall correctly, the supercomputer had to finish 21's design and programming because Jiro was already dead, and if she incorporates data from Majin Buu, and if Majin Buu hasn't even been released yet, you know, there's no way Jiro could have possibly known about Buu. So so there's no way 21 was completed that early in the series in order for that to be a plausible scenario.
That's very true. But if Android 21 had been released, she'd be barely a walking prototype and pretty much would have been snuffed out when the sublab was destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark Snake.
She got spoilers.
Dark Snake. Oh, it's been 3 years. Dark Snake. What if all battles were musical? It'd be a good time, and I'd like to see the stage show of Dragon Ball the musical. You know, one of these days, I should really do that. Make a couple of like musical songs based on Dragon Ball. So, maybe one of these days. Craig Twitchell. What if future adult Ranch joined Captain Frieza's crew? Well, if she did, then probably would have been the muscles of the outfit, you know, big bulky brick Ranch like being the muscles.
I could see that kind of working, because if future Ranch exists in an R&R timeline, if a scenario occurs similar to canon where the timeline gets destroyed and Ranch has a choice of staying or going back to a timeline that she'll have no place in, her joining Captain F's crew would be something that might make sense for her character, because she'd get to explore all the new places and stuff like that in a familiar universe rather than returning to one that has no recognition of her and no place for her.
Oh yes, Gobi, she has to be wearing the Kiss the Hunk apron.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to make that. I've got 2 aprons to work on. One for Yamcha eventually, but we won't say where. And then I've got to make one for Courtney for Christmas or something like that. Kiss the Hunk. But honestly, one plot I really want to have is that Frieza meets a Frieza from another dimension, and that Frieza's voiced by Martin. You know,
that would be so fantastic.
And there's this, which one of you's Frieza? And we both say, I am, and we both talk at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, that's just distracting.
That would be fun.
Yeah, no, I think one of these days we should do that. Just like a parallel universe where Frieza's still a bad guy, and our Frieza's just
you know
like...
what we can do? You know what would be a great gag? Like, you know, we may have a little indication that this might be an abridged Frieza as he's about to swear, and your Frieza's, no, we don't do that here.
No, we don't do that here.
Oh, it's that kind of universe. Okay.
Oh, I'm in one of those kind of universes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Corm de Crow. Remember when Frieza was resurrected before the Tournament of Power, and he offered to betray Universe 7 and join the other universe, Universe 9? What would have happened if they accepted? Probably Sidra would have been out of a job, but then at the same time the Grand Priest would have just gone in like, nope, and would have erased Frieza, erased Ro and Sidra, and Universe 9 would have been destroyed.
Also, I don't think he was honest about this offering. I think he was toying with Goku and with them.
Oh yeah, no, of course. In the actual show, no, he was playing them all, of course.
I mean, if we can tell that Frieza has any loyalty at all, I think he still has some kind of fondness for his universe, because it's his. He thinks he owns it.
Oh yeah, I mean he would be as frustrated with somebody trying to destroy what he perceives to be his as anybody when it comes to property. He doesn't care about it in any sentimental way. He just views Universe 7 as, this is my property.
Yeah, okay. And Podo, would 16 and Krillin still be able to be friends in the Fem Goku What If his prime directive was to kiss Son Goku?
It can be a friendly kiss, you know,
Yeah,
not,
they can
not
be friendly.
romantic.
Friendly peck.
Kiss on the cheek, like a greeting.
Yeah, friendly peck.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And, yeah.
Or a Russian kiss on the mouth.
Minion of the East. What if Frieza or Cell were reincarnated like Oob? Ah, yes, of course, the classic Lek and Azir.
Azrif. The classic
Azir.
characters.
Azir is just a little girl with pigtails, with purple hair and very pale skin. And Lek is like kind of a very suave businessman with the best jaw in the world. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Hunt 2120. What if Tarble never got banished and joined Vegeta? Oh, he would have been the butt monkey. Like, even Raditz would have been looking down to him. You think I'm dirt? Well, you're the worms inside of the dirt there, little guy. Like, even like Raditz the butt monkey would have had a butt monkey. Pretty much. So, Tarble would have not had...
maggots.
Yeah, seriously, Tarble would have not had a good time with them. Like,
Yeah.
really not.
Speaking of Tarble, if you are interested in some Tarble scenarios, watch the space.
Yeah, ooh, yeah, no, again, keep an eye on that. Craig Twitchell. What if Gine had retorted back at Vegeta that he was still Frieza's slave, because he still thought the way that it would it change anything? Oh, like, oh, it probably would have, like, smarted Vegeta. And in the Gine what if, yeah, Vegeta hated Gine because the fact that she wouldn't do what he wanted to do. Like, she resisted despite being a low-class Saiyan and all that stuff. It would have just made him hate her even more.
One of them cookhouse Saiyans.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, Bean of Comedy. What if Universe 2's villains joined the tournament? Universe 2's villains?
I'm trying to remember which villains.
Yeah, if they had villains, like...
Oh.
If one of Kamikaze Fireball's villains, like, you could use some Sailor Moon villains as basis for them.
Oh, like if they had like a Kamikaze
yeah.
Fireball equivalent of the Black Moon Circus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I suppose really because they would pretty much just join the fight and stuff like that to say, you know, because they want a universe to keep around because otherwise it wouldn't have any profit. Hey, Gary Johnson's in the chat. Thank you very much for sending your email, by the way. It was very, very good research and topic discussions for our podcast. So,
Yeah.
very much thank you. We did make sure to credit you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are mentioned in today's podcast.
Yes, exactly. Sam Hennis. What if Tarble met Kaaba? That would have been very awkward. It's like, hey, I hear that you were my predecessor. You're what? It's like, oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, watch this space.
Yeah.
I have plans.
So many watch this spaces from
I know
Haverok.
because people are asking so many questions that are already in motion. But I guess with 21 scripts ready, you know.
Haverok is fantastic at addressing these very interesting ideas. Everyone, watch this space.
Yeah, don't worry. There'll be good times. There'll be good times to be had. Okay.
At least Tarble wasn't noodly. Kobe.
Okay.
Savage.
Podo. I have one last thing. I keep flip-flopping on my DBX Undertale what if that I need to figure out before writing it. Should alien souls like Saiyans work more like monster souls, human souls, or neither? I'd say human souls because, Saiyans are pretty very close to humans. So I'd say humanoid souls.
Unless you want to twist it out and if a Saiyan, let's say, dies during Ozaru, it counts as a monster soul.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like bridging between the gaps and stuff. Okay.
Also, just saying, if you want to use Papyrus and Sans, which you want, you may as well make Gaster a King Piccolo Kami situation.
Oh, that's interesting.
And
where is Gaster? Yeah.
And when this and whenever I've just been reminded of the meme, that the green screen of "Hello everyone, it is I, the Great Papa." What the fuck? Just that random thing. I just that was fun. Okay. Baron Bread. what if Piccolo turned Gohan evil in the time they spent together before Vegeta and Nappa arrived and it stuck after the fight? Ah, yes, my What If Raditz Never Came to Earth that I need to do a part 2 for. Go and check that out. Or it's called What If DragonBallZ Never Happened. That'll answer your question, Baron. James Cameron. Any updates on the 2 Gohan What If stories? Berserker Gohan will be coming out next month, and Gohan Super Saiyan Early, probably July?
Hey, James, you are you have no one to blame. You are not giving many Avatar to details yourself.
No. Oh, I see what you did there. Okay, Lisa Garrison. What if Kami didn't survive when King Piccolo was defeated, and Goku and Bulma had to go to Namek early to restore the Dragon Balls? Well, they probably would have had to at least had some information from Mr. Popo and all that stuff. Excuse me. And
you suddenly sounded like Kami there for a moment. I couldn't tell whether or not it was intentional.
I burped dead. Sorry. It was it would have been like Guru, really. Okay. But basically, it probably would have like led to a bit more of a revelation of like the Namekians much sooner, and probably would have been a good understanding for Kami to understand more of his heritage. So, journey of discovery for all much sooner. Probably would have filled up the time before the like the 23rd tournament at least. Darksnake. What if Zamasu went to Universe 7's Earth and had met Chichi before Goku, and Yamcha fell in love with her and changed his opinions of humans because of her? Really? Like, it depends.
Wait. So the question here is what if Zamasu fell in love with Chichi
before Goku?
Interesting.
I'm sorry, that's
a god
new one.
pursuing a mortal who's in love with another person. I enjoy the idea behind this, but
it sounds
very rom-com. Sounds very rom-com.
It sounds very much like some other god from a certain mythology, also starting with Z. Though he was much less willing to ask for consent, honestly.
Oh gosh. Don't compare Zamasu to Zeus.
Yeah, Zamasu doesn't hurl his thunderbolt.
And then along comes Zamasu.
Giggity.
He hurled his zero mortal plan.
His blades of judgment.
Yes. Oh gosh.
All right. Mason S. What if Kami Jr. was born? Probably would have just been, Kami but younger. Just young Kami, just the second generation.
I think he would be a Gohan Namekian, really.
Yeah, quite an innocent one. Innocent soul.
Yeah, like a bookwormish type, like...
Papa Poto said Zusasu.
Oh gosh.
Oh. Panda Walk. What if Saiyans were religiously pious? Inquisition, Crusades, and Saiyan equivalent to priests, the Pope, and knightly orders? Yamoshi Volt. I can imagine them being some kind of like royal edict from the Saiyans, and they have this kind of fervor, like they go on crusades and stuff like that, or whatever the Saiyan equivalent is. If they had some kind of figure and image to follow, they probably would.
I mean, they could, very easily distort Yamoshi's image, but now the only thing I can think about is Super Saiyan Pope.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Guine as a Jeanne d'Arc figure.
Yeah.
Oh, tragic. Yeah, tragic kind of backstory and whatnot.
No one expected this. Hey, Vegeta! No one expected the Saiyan Inquisition.
Oh
my god.
Can you imagine Nappa, Raditz, and Vegeta as Inquisitors? Oh my gosh.
Alright, Darksnake.
Wait, if the Saiyans were religious in that sense, like Catholicism analog, would that make the Frieza Force like the Moors? would that make them the Muslim society that were infringing upon the borders of places like Constantinople and stuff? I don't know.
I don't know. Alright.
Also doesn't
Real world history does not mix well with Dragon Ball, guys.
It really doesn't, but we do our best. We do our best.
Yeah. My
Right.
dog also agrees. I don't know if you can hear her, but
Yeah, it's cute.
she isn't a fan of the concept.
Dark Snake X5. What if in Bulma's train like Goku, a Godzilla monster showed up? Oh, I planned for there to be something like that. Just watch this space from part 10 onwards.
Dragon Ball needs more kaiju.
Yeah, they do. They do.
New drinking game during the What If roundtable. Take a shot every time we say watch this space.
Watch this space.
Yeah. Two-Face Bot says, you're the first channel I become a member of. Oh, Two-Face Bot, thank you so much. That's a real honor, and we really appreciate that. Thank you. Janlin Mapper, what if Champa was the GOD for Universe 7? Oh man, it would have been a terrible time. Like,
I don't think so, because remember that Universe 6 has slightly better mortal level. So Champa is more like a mob boss slash businessman type of guy. He is more lazy than Beerus, but on the other hand, he has people that handles things for him.
yeah.
Beerus is even too lazy to talk with those people to make the job done for him and check on them from time to time.
Yeah, but
It kind of amazes me that Beerus is so much lazier, even than Champa.
yeah, but I imagine when Champa flies off the handle, it's no fun for anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it would be awful. Like, really, really kind of, like, depressing in a way. So, yeah. I get
Well,
that vibe.
I'm gonna eat your babies.
The whole reason he started the tournament with Universe 6 versus Universe 7 was because he was gonna make Beerus an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah. Yeah. Draconun Hawkwing. Hey, Masterco, hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well, thanks. Hope you are, too. What if Goku learned the fusion dance whilst on King Kai's world during the Saiyan saga? You probably would have just had Vegeta refusing to fuse with him for much longer.
But we could have on Namek, we could have Gokolo.
Oh, yes, maybe.
Or Piku.
Oh, yeah.
Piku.
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 NPC. You know how Vegeta kept getting punched in the eye? What if that trend never stopped? Every time he gets hit in the eye, every fight he's in, wins or lose. Well, to be fair, there's always that shot of him holding his upper arm. There's always that.
Yeah.
It's just, he gets hit in the eye. So, I'd rather have that trope, because that other shot of him holding his upper arm is just getting boring now.
Yeah.
God, every single shot, it's like, I wish that Toyotaro and Toriyama would actually write in, like, a bit, like, later on, to where, like, something happens in the middle of combat and Vegeta's gives out, and then they have Bulma take a look at him later, and it's like, yeah, you've suffered like extensive damage from continuously getting this arm injured.
Like Tony Stark's hand in the MCU, when you can see that he has something with his hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that would be cool.
Consequences.
Yeah.
Vandalia. What if Goku was given a grape-flavored muffin? Would he have a mental breakdown? No, I don't think at that point. He'd just be sad. He'd be like, these calories. Man, these weren't worth it.
I mean, basically, grape muffin would be to Goku like the fused Zamasu of muffins.
Yeah. Like, he would not have a good time, but it wouldn't kill him. He just wouldn't enjoy it. The calories would be empty.
Yeah.
NPC. What if the roles of Raditz and Vegeta were switched? Vegeta a no-name Saiyan and Raditz the elite and Goku's brother. Oh, Raditz would have just been even more pompous. Think R&R Raditz. Raditz with confidence and power. R&R Raditz. Pompous, eccentric, and ridiculous. But so endearing. Like,
incredibly.
Yeah, exactly. And Vegeta would have just been this sniveling wretch who was like a low-class person and bitter. If, the roles were reversed.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Exactly. Oh, I'm so scared. King Adam 5. What if Goku had control of his Great Ape form and never stomped on Grandpa Gohan? I think probably Grandpa Gohan would have tried his very best to get like a way to like cut off his tail. That means he couldn't change into that again. Cause
yeah, he would have probably had his tail surgically removed earlier in the series, which
yeah.
Depending, I mean, we don't know exactly how it affects the Saiyans, but I mean, we would have probably continue to see good growth from him. We know that it didn't inhibit Gohan too much to have his tail removed early on in his life. It would have caused a few problems later on down the road, like that relied upon Goku's tail to be present in order to help him out, like during the World Martial Arts Tournament where he used it like a helicopter.
That again, that is, yeah, that is always funny. Okay. What? Craig Twitchell. What if Jiro didn't appear until Super and the other arcs resolved similarly, and he still had his spy bots? Well, I'd have to play the bad end because he'd have all the intel. The only thing he probably couldn't replicate were gods, but everything else, I think there'd be a really bad time. I'm afraid. So, that's the sound. NPC. During DBZ, what if Trunks' time machine crashed, causing him to hit his head and lose his memory? Well, he probably wouldn't be going back to the future anytime soon, because he'd think he'd be in that same... He'd have been living in that time period. So, yeah.
The question is, are we talking Trunks in canon, or Trunks in what if he returned to... what if he met young Goku and Bulma?
No, I think this is like, yeah, the canon one.
Well, in canon... his time machine landed quite a ways out from civilization. So, I mean, geez, basically what would have wound up happening is you'd have had Trunks in the middle of nowhere with his time machine basically wander off in search of civilization while the rest of the story goes on. And then the events of the bad future would happen all the while Trunks is somewhere in a city until whatever point would be the most dramatic point to have his memory return to him. And like he looks at the calendar and he's lost like a year or however much of time. And he's like, oh crap, crap baskets.
Oh, sympathy.
All right. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Red Dragon was saying I meant remembering his parents, not his mission, but I think we covered that vaguely. Sam Hennis. Oh, go on.
If he remembered his parents, the thing is that Dragon Ball hasn't been particularly consistent with the age that Goku was when he was sent away from planet Vegeta, right? And you have to really question to yourself, like, what are the earliest memories in your life, right? Most humans' memories only extend back as far as early as like age 3 or 4, usually at the earliest. And I highly doubt that Goku was 3 or 4-ish when he landed on Earth.
Let me tell you exactly how old he was.
And we know that he lived 12 years of his life on Mount Paozu in Grandpa Gohan's home. So the ultimate thing is even if he had some memories resurface, right, of Gine and Bardock, there would be very, very few, because he hadn't even known his parents for long, because he had been in his little artificial womb chamber, more or less, up until very, very soon, when the whole Frieza destroying the Saiyans happened. So any memories he had would be very vague, very limited, and I don't think it would actually add too much to anything. You would have to have some other trigger occur. Not Raditz, because Raditz shows up too late in the game when Goku's already an adult and has a life for himself or something like that. But you'd have to have a scenario like the one earlier that we discussed with like Fascia showing up, you know, and like talking to Goku about his history and his past and his parents in order to trigger any kind of true connection to those memories. I think.
Also, to clarify, Goku is about a year old, maybe like a few months. You know, it's just like what they change in Broly is that the Saiyan infants grow up faster. You know, but other thing that I wanted to say, Tarble was born between 733 and 737, so he's about Goku's age, maybe slightly older.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Sam Hennis, what if King Cold was in his final form when he arrived on Earth and was of equal power level with Trunks? What if Trunks stayed and trained during the 3 years? If he did that in 3 years, if he fought King Cold in his final form, it would have been a bit of a fight. But I think Goku would have eventually gotten there and helped him out. You know, because they would have been fighting for quite a while, and then Goku would have showed up. Or he would have sent something going down on Earth and come and instant transmitted to them to give them a hand.
Final form King Cold, I don't think he would make much of a difference because he was around King Cold's power. Maybe Cold was slightly stronger. Maybe Frieza. We don't officially know, but seeing how he stomped them both, I don't think that would make much of a difference.
Okay. Jake Bean. Hey, Marsico. How are you all doing? We're doing well, thanks, Jake. Hope you're doing the same. What if Kid Gohan was more like his father Goku at the beginning of Z instead of wanting to be a scholar? Probably would have just had a Goten situation. Like, you know, Chichi would have tried her best to try and make him into a scholar, but then realizing it wasn't getting through, and then probably would just make sure he's a good boy and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. There eventually comes a time in someone's life where they kind of have to accept that they aren't going to get what they want.
Or at least, you know, for Chichi. As in, like, if, you know, this Gohan's not going to really thrive academically, you can't just hammer it in too much. So
yeah, I mean, if Gohan had been born more like Goku, right? Like, if Gohan had been born more like Goku as far as his book smarts go, I mean, she wouldn't really have been able to push nearly as hard as she did because there wouldn't have been any gain for it. It would have just made her son miserable for no reason.
And I don't think she'd want that.
Yeah.
No, she definitely would not want that. Jamal Mappa, what if King Cold never let Frieza rule his empire? Well, the Saiyans would still be there, for a start. And Frieza would have just probably been like some kind of prince, like Prince Frieza, ruling over a certain little area, and King Cold probably having to come to terms with the fact that he's a bit of a maniac and like a bit too ruthless. There would have probably been a little confrontation. Frieza might have blown up Planet Vegeta. King Cold would have had probably an argy-bargy with him and probably put him in his place. At least I think. Cornell 101. What if Barber was just as creepy with the guys as her brother Roshi is with the ladies? Oh man, I'd feel bad for Goku. You know, if Barber was as lechy as her brother, oh man.
I feel bad for Yamcha.
Oh god. Oh man. He'd be eaten alive. He'd be eaten alive. Oh man. Gosh. And Satharian. DC and Dragon Ball villain swap. Who do you foresee giving each side the most trouble? I don't know.
Mr. I cannot pronounce that, sorry, but Sophie will know. The imp guy who can do everything, because he can do everything, and there's no way that Goku and Vegeta are outsmarting him into telling his name from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot pronounce it, sorry. And DC, I mean, for Batman, every Dragon Ball villain, probably. Sorry, yeah. Batman.
I'm afraid big
for Superman, like just, you know, just give them the most recent one. Just give them Moro.
Yeah, just give them Moro, and then that should answer all your questions. All right, with that, we are done with this week's What If Roundtable. Thank you very much for all joining us. Thank you, Sophie and Hav, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you the archive of this stream will be on the Up on the Lookout podcast. You can check the link to it to subscribe in the pinned message above, and we hope to see you there. So it should hopefully come out tomorrow, just to be sure.
And remember, watch the space.
Yeah, watch the space as we all do. Anyway, hope you all have a good rest of your weekend and take care and stay safe. All right, see you around, everybody. Bye.
Bye.